Hold on one second. Stash this here because that's the kind of guy I is. You can still hear me? See, I was telling some of the guys, I forget where it was. Oh, I'm being taped at the studio. You know, we wear the wireless shit at the studio. I said, so, you know, whenever you do television, all the engineers know you forget you're wearing it and you go to the bathroom, you know, and you're taking a leak and you're talking to your manager and your old lady on the phone and all that shit. But if you're aware of it, then you can work shit out in front. So you can, like, you know, pretend you got to go to the bathroom. And you know the script. You go, so dude, you really fucked dude, I not only fucked her. I got the pictures. Hold on right here. What? Take a look at that. Whoa! That thing, is that what I think it is? Is that where I think it is? Oh no! You know. Roth show, and we're good to go. First off, we're running behind a little bit because it's just Shelly who's doing the editing here, and it's just me who's constantly procrastinating about actually getting in front of the microphone here. I get speaker's block. It's like writer's block, except I can actually think about what to talk about, but you got to wait for the exact right time and energy. Like the best time for me is the full moon. And everybody who knows me knows this. And I'm not astrological in the slightest. I mean, if you remember all the way back to those black light, luminescent, astrological sex position posters that like a pimp might have in his boudoir, you know, with red velvet walls or whatever, that kind of astrology is cool. But beyond that, no. The full moon, though, that just means like the water is bubbling up and, the ocean's a little higher and everybody's water table is moving. Everybody's thinking a little better. Legitimately, everybody is firecracking a little more fluently. You know, your retrieval, your ideas, what it is you're going to talk about, think about, your memory and all of that. My favorite, again, is, my memory's great. It's just a little bit short. It gets a little bit longer during that full moon phase. And I can keep making excuses endlessly. Nevertheless, welcome back to The Roth Show.
Susie, girl, for crying out loud, you got all the right moves. You make me eat my heart out nightly. All right with me. Yeah. No special favors, make it hard to go. We'll spend it later, got to make this romance last. And that's it. Some folks say easy come is easy go, and some folks say one night ain't enough for me. Girl, hang on tight and don't let go. This must be just like living in paradise. It's just like paradise, and I don't wanna go home, and I ain't never going home. This must be just like living in paradise. Just like paradise. I don't wanna go home.
Doing some catching up here. A little bit of a scrapbook. Like I said, I got behind. We've been doing a lot of traveling, working on a great Van Halen project. Can't announce anything, or I'd have to come find you and swear you to secrecy. This is secret, right? This isn't going on the internet, is it? Lots going on. Lots of travel between here and Tokyo. Japan is sort of coming to a close. for me there. And what have I been doing in Tokyo? Kayaking. Again, I'm a little bit behind here, but we went kayaking in the Ooka River, which is in Yokohama. And fool that I am. Well, I'm a fool, but I'm not foolish. Foolhardy, but nobody's fool. David Lee, at your service, Roth Show here. I asked somebody, they use the word prefecture in Japan or China. We don't really use it here in the United States, and it's a great sounding word, you know. It sounds like municipality, and I'm not even sure what that means, but I think I live in one. And I said to somebody, is Yokohama a prefecture? And for all I know now that I'm, you know, looking back, maybe we were driving in the van and somebody went and almost dropped their root beer or something, and I took that as a yes, and I foolishly did not look it up. So I had said that we were in the Ooka River or the canal system in Yokohama Prefecture. And oh my God, a lot of people got very upset, you know, people who speak both Japanese and English, and justifiably, I expect, that this is not a prefecture. It's a city, it's an ancient city, and, you know, etc. and everything. And I was going to write a letter, but I don't write a lot of letters. I actually write a lot of lyrics, but it's been quite a while since I wrote a letter, but I thought I should really write a letter, and I will now speak that letter to you as if I wrote it. I got to get like Dragon.com. Actually, I have Dragon.com, but I'm too lazy to plug it in, you know, so. I will now speak that letter to all of you who are in the viewing stands, the peanut galleries, watching this drama unfold, to all of you who I may have unintentionally, but I suspect consciously in some small but significant way have insulted you, that Yokohama is indeed not as I described, that Yokohama is a wonderful city, and that through an incorrect use of nomenclature, grammar, and my inept and inadequate language and vocabularic skills, I have shamed myself. I have shamed all of you who had to bear witness to this. I have dishonored thousands of years of ancient Japanese heritage, language, and culture, and I thoroughly apologize. And I was going to sign it, yours truly, David Lee Roth. This is April 1st, Los Angeles Prefecture.
I got a lucky boat, and they take me places. I'm on a scenic route. Honey, how about you? Gonna drive on in, gonna drive on through, gonna drive on by, gonna wave at you. Got a car that's cool, just a little bit of room, just enough for you. Well, hey, boomtown, I'm bound for Dixie. I'm a Broadway bully, don't blaze on my divine name. Blink and you miss me. Yeah, we're going places. Honey, hang on tight.
Also doing a little bit of catching up, you may see on YouTube and all the various media and outlets with the Beach Boys. Wow, getting to be one of the Beach Boys. You know, we all go through that phase. I still go through the phase where you think you're going to perform and maybe someday you'll actually be John Lennon in the Beatles. When I was in the 4th grade, you know, we would make up a band, you know, Peter Hadley, Arvid Molitor, Stephen Price. We would be the Beatles, and we would pretend to be individual Beatles routinely. I was always John Lennon. I guess that's very telling. It was either that or a soldier in the Korean conflict at the age of 10. Russell, my dog Russell, has entered the picture. That's the ringing that you hear in the background. It's not actually Christmas. Russ, come here. Come here. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello to the world. Is that a tumor in his mouth? No, that's actually a toy. Here we go. Turn around. We're going to be taking Russell, actually, to Japan with us. And we'll do these episodes called Dog School because we've learned a lot. You got to have somebody who's gone first. You got to have somebody who has spent the cash. Re-aim the camera a little there, Mark, so you can see Dog here because he's the star of the show. There you go. Russ, how do you transport a dog to Tokyo? And then we're going to be taking Russ to New York City. And there's a couple of issues also that, I love the dog shows, Dog Whisperer. And there's a number of great shows, especially once you travel internationally. There's a lot of canine activity on the internet and so forth. But very few people have discussed, how do you walk a dog like Russ? How do you move a middleweight like Russ through the airports during heavy weather season? Because we don't stop traveling just because there's snow on the ground. We don't stop traveling just because it's jungleness. When you go to Japan in July, August, that's a monsoon archipelago, which sounds actually like a World Wrestling Federation name, and it should be if it's not. But that actually is what, or where Japan actually is. The island is part of a monsoon archipelago, and it's every bit as rainy and crazy and noisy and stormy, as you well know, tsunami and all those kinds of words. Actually, tsunami was one of the girls last night that I was allegedly seen with, but nothing has been demonstrated to my attorney's satisfaction, at least not photographically. Actually, the word for break in Japanese is yasumi, and I saw this hot babe with legs all the way up to her earlobes, and she says, you deserve a break today, boy. And I said, you think so? What's your name? She said, Yasumi. Get it? Take your time. Okay, let's continue. Beach Boys, a tribute. I had a speech prepared, and then the tempo of the times, you got to read the audience, you read the occasion and how things are moving and try and move along with the stream and the tempo that everybody provides. Once you have a room full of people, once you have more than 3 people, especially with me, I'm schizophrenic. That's a table for 6, and it's just me standing in the doorway, and I mean it. I'm so hyper that you could put me naked in an empty room with nothing on the walls, come back in 10 minutes, and there's still confusion. That being said, once you have more than 5 people in a given room, especially like at a Van Halen gig or the extreme neighborhoods and so forth, all of us watching the show and participating in the show right now, then, whoa, the sprinklers just came on. Quick, run for it! Quick, run for it! Okay, it wasn't ducking government forces in Syria. It wasn't hiding from drones in Pakistan. It wasn't running from bullets in Afghanistan, but that was a genuine, as you were watching, emergency. And you saw how we handled that. Glad to have served with you right here on The Roth Show. Russ, same thing for you, kid.
Mark. Scene 2, take 1. Mark.
You ready?
Still everybody.
I'm David Lee Roth from Van Halen. The year is 1984. You read the book, now hear the record and see the video. Forget it. Let me try again. Ready?
Speed. Take 5.
Hello, I'm David Lee Roth from Van Halen, and the year is 1984. You read the book, and now it's time to see the premiere of the video, right here New Year's Eve on MTV.
We were talking about Dog School, we were talking about Beach Boys before we were interrupted by a force majeure. I think that's what they call it when you sign the insurance form. Actually, when you sign the insurance form, The ones I sign, your soul goes zip right out of the end of the pen like blood and squirts all over the contract. And you might as well kiss your soul goodbye. But, you know, if you want, I can recommend those agents at the end in the credits. You're watching The Roth Show. It's good to be back, and I'm doing a little bit of a catching up here. The Beach Boys sang along. It was one of the fellas. Actually, I think they just do them one by one now so that you can have more award shows and better award shows. What do you do when you get to a band like Blood, Sweat, and Tears of Chicago? Isn't there like 23 people in that band? So now you can have 23 award shows, and God bless them. I call it the Beach Boys because it's a band sound. And I had a speech that I had prepared or that I had actually thought of. And I got caught up in the tempo of the times, and as I described earlier, I just modified it and changed it, and I'd like to give that speech now. Because I was in Japan when I first heard about the invite and the potential, you know, to come and do the show. And I said to my most trusted advisor in Tokyo, my sensei, that means teacher or leader, my senpai, my mentor, whatever, Uetsuki, it sounds like whiskey, but Uetsuki is his name. And I said to him, sensei, which is how you address somebody like professor or teacher or whatever. Sensei, I have been invited to give tribute, pay homage in some sense of the word to people who are my senseis and senpai back in the United States. These are people who I learned so much from as a kid growing up, and who so many of us in our generation, especially of the baby boomers, you know, growing up, and what the great outdoors in a larger sense, not just surfing. Where does surfing take place? In the great outdoors. You follow? It's America's what, second, third favorite sport. America's second favorite sport is football. America's favorite number one sport is war. But that's outdoor sport too, so. You think I'm kidding. We're never fucking kidding here on The Roth Show. Anyways, these are my mentors. These are my role models. These are fellas who vocally created unbelievable panoramas and vistas. How do I give a special thank you tribute speech to any one of them, much less to the entire group? At what time? And Uetsuki, inarguably, is the best goddamn bartender in all of Tokyo. And when he speaks, you listen. And he said, Dave, son, Dave, sir, don't speak. Ask questions. So I would now like to do my tribute speech to the Beach Boys, and each one individually and in general and all together here in that fashion, because as the Buddhists ask, is it the cheeseburger or the fries? Is it the fries or the salt? We don't know. And the question has been asked for many, many, many years. There is no answer, yet the question remains. Is it the ice-cold iceberg lettuce right out of the industrial fridge, cut into those chunks, or is it the blue cheese dressing with the little drizzle of the bacon bits made from actual bacon? We don't know. There is no answer yet. The question echoes across the ages, across the wrinkles of time, from generation to generation. We don't know. Is it the salty popcorn with the extra butter, which actually is better when it's not the butter, but it's some kind of coconut, some shit or whatever, with a lot of salt? Or is it that extra sweet Coca-Cola like they make down in Alabama, where they put more sugar in the syrup? Because I saw it in a documentary. We don't know. And yet we continue to ask the question, and we teach the question to our children every time we go to the drive-in. Pass the salt. Is it the girls on the beach? Are they really all within reach? Even if you know what to do, and at my tender age, I kind of know what to do. Or is it the song that reminds you of them? even when you're completely out of context. And you would be somewhere like in a fucking Tokyo snowstorm in the middle of November or February or wherever, and the last thing on your mind is the girls on the beach who might be within reach if you know what to do. Like the last thing on your brain would be California, and yet when that song comes on the stereo or the television set, that's exactly where your imagination goes, and that shit could happen, I know, because I was there. Is it really East Coast girls? Are they really hip? Are the West Coast girls all so tan? Or is it the song that just keeps you thinking it? The answer is decidedly non-Buddhist, for sure. It's the fucking Beach Boys. What are we pretending to not know here? Which in Japan is nani shiranai this guy. What are we pretending to not know here? It's the Beach Boys! Looks like I'm going underwater. Whoa! Number one, Beach Boys. Peace.
Scene 1, take 2, roll 2.
We just recently completed the album right before it came out, and we were celebrating the other night, Alex and I, the drummer, and we were up in one of the local hoteleries here. We were on the second floor, and we were partying and celebrating and patting ourselves on the back, as we are so often want to do here at Van Halen. And next morning I woke up, I was in the lobby. I was laying on the couch in the lobby, and I was all bruised up, and I felt worse than usual when I get out of bed. And I went running up to the room. The door was locked, and there was nobody there, so I ran back down to the lobby. I got Alex on the telephone. He was home by then. I says, Alex, what happened? He says, don't you remember? Everybody was so overjoyed and delirious and everything about 5:30 this morning. You bet everybody that you could fly and jumped off the balcony, off the second story. Luckily, you hit some trees and we found you in the dirt below. I says, I was that drunk? He says, you were. I says, well, you fool. How come you didn't stop me? He says, stop you? I bet him $100 you could do it.